Are you ready for what's coming? September, October is setting up to be one of the most monumental moves in cryptocurrency history. I'm going to break down some key things you need to know in this video as to why I think September and October is going to be huge for the cryptocurrency market. All of that in this video. If that's something you like the sound of, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into it. So one of the first things I want to talk about, what everybody seems to have at the forefront of their mind is rate cuts. Jerome Powell is talking at Jackson Hole next week. Are we going to finally get rate cuts in the FOMC meeting coming in September? PPI came in strong, CPI came in strong, the S&P 500 and stocks are rallying, Bitcoin lagging behind. Well, the answer is let's take a look at history. History tells us a lot when it comes to price analysis and the Bitcoin trends. As much as we believe there could be a super cycle, there could be something different. Accelerated cycle theory, generally it just kind of follows the same pattern. And it's very interesting when you start to look at some of the interest rates that we have. When we take what the fundamental reason behind Fed rate cuts and why they're important is, it puts more money back in people's pockets. It makes the cost of goods cheaper. It allows people basically to live their lives at a cheaper price. If we take a look at history, it tells us some very interesting things. So all the lines that are drawn on this chart right now are where we have seen price action based upon inflation data, going back all the way to 2020. Now, some of these are very interesting. Some of these are driven specifically around events, but they absolutely correlate directly to the price. And we'll talk a little bit about what that means right now for us. So heading back to 2020 was when we actually saw rate cuts come in. It was the time in which the Fed was easing monetary policy. Their rate cuts were under 1%. Everything was absolutely dirt cheap. And look what happened to the price of Bitcoin. We got this very strong move all the way up to the all-time high double top that we got. Fast forward 2022, coming off the top, Fed rates plummet. They are absolutely being raked as high as we possibly can. And what happened? The price of Bitcoin comes all the way down. We actually saw the 5.5% high rate that we got for the Fed. And we then see a sustained move up to 2023. And then what did we get in 2023? We got a little bit of easing, nothing too crazy. We just got a very small amount, an easing in policy, a little bit in removal of inflation, and we get this move. Yes, you could combine it with ETFs, but we did get that. And we are now looking forward to September, where we believe minimum 0.5% rate cuts. 0.75 would be even better. So if we take this, whenever we've seen either rate cuts or very low inflation, we see price of Bitcoin move up. When we see rate hikes and sustained amount of high rates, then we see price decline. And it kind of goes on. You can take this back for as long as you want. Looking back into a lot of the data we have, you can see there the 2022 rate cuts going up rapidly and people not really knowing what to do in terms of holding on. We obviously saw then the pandemic. We saw a similar story, but it was the opposite way around. Rate cuts coming in to try and stimulate the economy. That's what saw us starting to move. Remember back in 2020 on this nice little price movement up. Likewise, 2019 and going all the way back, you see 2015 running up to 2018. What did that look like? Well, guess what? You can look at the charts and see exactly what it looked like. 2015 rate cuts. Then we see the move to the upside. 2018, it comes all the way back down. So they follow a very similar pattern. So if anything by history is to go by, well, rate cuts in September could be huge. It could be an enormous catalyst for cryptocurrency. Now, there's also some other things going on, namely a pretty big event in the US, the election. This is going to come November. Now, if you are pro-cryptocurrency, you obviously want Donald Trump to win. If you're not, then you want Kamala Harris to win. Personally, I don't really care. The reality is, if we see a Trump victory, this could be incredibly good news for cryptocurrency. Disclosure of financial earnings and holdings. Donald Trump allegedly now has $1 million worth of cryptocurrency. How much of that has been donated? How much of that is his personal movement to it? Who knows? But again, this is a very big moment. So not only could we have a president that is a pro-cryptocurrency that actually owns it, and we know that JD Vance, the VP that's running, also has it as well. We may even actually get the Democrats move to a more cryptocurrency positive stance. Very interesting, and again, going to be a wild few months. And then the big one, the one that no one really wants to talk about, the one that no one really wants to discuss. Well, the reality is it's just the same as it's always been. And what's that? Well, we see roughly 500 days pre the halving, people buy, we see a price rally. 500 days afterwards, we generally see market tops. And that's gone on now for the previous 3 halvings we have. So the honest answer is or we might just be in for a normal cycle, which would predict moving up to that Fibonacci level that we talk about, 1.618, around $145,000. We'll see how it all plays out. What I do know, though, is it's going to be pretty wild. We know that the back end of this year, 2024, is going to be crazy. Lots of people predict 2025 is the market top. Remember, we'll be keeping up to date with everything going on in the markets. All you guys have to do is hit that like and subscribe button. But let me know what you think. Fed rate cuts in September. What's your view on the market? History tells us get ready for a big move. So if you managed to hold on to your cryptocurrency, you've weathered the storm that we've seen over the crazy last 12 to 18 months. Well, in my opinion, get ready. There is going to be a number of opportunities on the table, some of which may even be bigger than we've ever seen in this space before. All of that will be pretty wild, and one I know we're all pretty excited about. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm always interested to know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this type of video, make sure you smash that like button. Massively helps out the channel, massively supports me in terms of my journey through this YouTube cryptocurrency world. And as again, thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.